Hey guys, Duchess Braids here and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing this beautiful style that you see here. This is going to be half braids, half quick weave. All right, so let's jump right into it. So I'm starting off with my hair freshly washed and blown out. I'm blowing it out right now to get it as straight as I possibly can. And I'm going to jump right into my signature, which is my middle part, because y'all know if I'm don't do my middle part, I'm going to be all the way thrown off my style. So I always start out with a middle part, and then I'm going to use that middle part as a guide to go from ear to ear. So I'm taking where I believe my braids should end, where I want them to end, and I'm going towards the back of my ear, and I'm going to straighten that part out. I'm going to plait that out real quick and just tuck that out the way. And once I do that, then I'm going to jump over to the other side and match up that line that I already made and go across to the side of the other ear. And I'm going from the middle to the ear, and I'm going to straighten that part up as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and braid that out and tuck that away. And I like to tuck it away because sometimes when you clip it off, it gets in the way still. So now we're going to do just the foundation for the quick weave. So this style that I'm doing, y'all, I want it to be for beginners. So if you're someone that's just starting out doing your hair and you just want to dive into doing your own hair, this is a great video for you guys because I'm really going to get into the details. One thing I do require is that you already know how to braid and you can somewhat part your hair a little bit. All right, so for the first braid that I'm doing for my foundation for this quick weave is a braid that goes to the back and then across the nape onto the other side. So this is important because once I don't do this braid going across and I just continue to flip up, I'm gonna have a bulky hair at the back, and we don't want that. So what I like to do is I like to braid across at least twice. So once I braid that one across, I put the end of that one into this braid on the other side and braid that across as well. And then from here I can go into my little flipping up method, which is just like braiding back, braiding out just a tad bit and then flipping it into the next braid. So if you guys have been following, you guys already know this technique. And once I got to the last braid in the middle, I'm going to put both the ends from each side into that last braid. Um, and then I'm going to braid it out and then just tuck it under those loose end braids, which you guys will see in a little bit is me basically braiding it out, and then I'm just going to tuck it in between those loose end braids, and that's all I need to do. I don't need to sew it down or anything because this is going to be under a cap, so I don't need to do too much of anything. And this is how my braid down looks for anyone that hasn't seen this braid down. Then I'm going to go ahead and oil my scalp with some Jamaican black castor oil because it's going to be under a quick weave, so we do need it to be have some oil on my scalp so that it doesn't itch too bad. So I'm going in with the Weave Wonder protection. This is going to protect my hair from the glue, and I'm just going around the perimeter, and that right there was a big mistake, putting it at the back like that, because you're going to see in a little bit that it turns white, which is fine because all it takes is some water. So I'm going in with a wig cap, just a basic black wig cap, and I put it over my entire head. Then I cut these little holes out for my ears because that's going to make the cap flatter to my hair. So once I tuck it over my ear and pull my ear out, then it gets a little bit flatter to my hair. So now I'm going in with the glue right around the perimeter where I put that protection, that Weave Wonder protection. This is exactly why I did that, because I knew I was going to go directly on my hair with glue. Then I'm going to dry that out, and then I'm going to go in with some more Weave Wonder and just plaster it all over the back. So you do need a double-sided mirror, and you need to work pretty quick for this because it's drippy and it's trying to move down to the back. So once you put it on there, just jump right in with a brush and brush it in, and this is going to protect my hair from the glue. So this is what this is for, is just protection. I'm going ahead and I'm tagging everything in the video that I'm using so that you guys can have easy access to it if you need to buy it. So once that's dried down, now I'm going to go in with my, like you guys like to call it, my kitchen scissors. It's not that, it is kitchen scissors, but I don't use this in my kitchen. I just use this for processes like this because the scissors that I use for cutting hair does not cut these type of things very well, and the kitchen scissors does. So sometimes I might whip it out to do stuff like this. So this is how the cap looks, and as you can see, it's crusty dusty at the back because that product dried up on my nape, but it's fine, guys. All it takes is some water and it's gone. So now I'm using the Kendra Hair Boutique. I don't think I've used this hair in any video. This is not a promo for her hair. She had a sale and I did buy, and I'm smelling it because it be smelling like corn chips, y'all. But if you don't watch it, I do recommend washing her hair when you get them. But this is how the hair looks. Nothing too special. It does feel good, and I did like how it feel once I put it in, but nothing too special. Kendra's Hair Boutique, her hair. So what I'm showing you guys here are the little frills that come on the weave, and I like to place the glue on the frill side. When you flip the hair back and forth, you'll see what side has the most frills, or that shows on the weft, and I like to put the glue on that side, and I measure from side to side, and you guys see how I went upwards with that. So I like to do a nice deep U with the first track, and then the other tracks following that is just gonna go pretty much straight across. It's gonna have a little lifting, like curving from side to side, but it's pretty much going straight across with a little curve at each end. And so then I'm just gonna take that, I'm just gonna keep going upwards until I get back to the tip of that first track that I did. And sometimes it could be difficult to just see. So I'm trying to move the hair, my ears, everything out the way, just so I could have a visual of this, because glue can be a little bit messy. And so I just kind of want it to not get on the hair itself, because I don't want to put a bunch of glue on the tracks that I'm using. So you do want to take your time and do that, and you pre-glue it, and then you just kind of, you measure it first, then you glue it, and then you just kind of um, place it on your scalp or place it on your hair. But I'm moving from side to side, as you guys can see, so that I can see what I'm doing to the best of my ability. So that, I believe, is the first bundle of tracks already in, and we're moving fast, because that one thing about quick weave, it don't take nothing but a quick minute to get done. And so I've already done the first bundle, and now I'm gonna jump in with the second bundle, and this is how the bundle looks. I'm just unraveling that. And then one thing about these ends, whenever they're crooked, I just like to go in with my flat iron and straighten out the weft, because you don't want to go and try to put glue on a weft that is like crinkled like that. So I like to straighten it out on each end, and then I measure it out, I cut it, I glue it, and then I start to place it. So for my second bundle, I'm going upwards, as you guys can see, and I'm always lifting the ends upwards, just like that. You see how it just kind of goes straight across and make that U? That's what you want to do when placing these tracks, so that they can fall going forward like that. You see how it's like falling over the part? That's what you want to see when you're doing these glue-ins, y'all. You want it to kind of fall forward over the part, because you don't want the track to be shown, especially that I'm putting braids on top of it, y'all. The unique thing about this style is this part is gonna confuse you, because you're like, that's a whole bunch of track just right there, and I'm not leaving any hair out in this style. But for this style, the braid is gonna cover it, and I'm gonna show you guys what I do in this style to make sure that the braid covers the track. So I've done the quick weave part. We've zapped through that. So I'm just gonna place that out the way. Again, don't mind that white stuff at the back is gonna go away once I put some water on it. So now I'm just going to take out the front, and this is what I'm doing, you guys. If you can remember, when I first started out this do-it-yourself series, I was doing it based off the All-American Homecoming series and just the styles that they did. We drifted away from it, but we're trying to get back to it. They just dropped a new season. We're getting back to it. So that's what the style I'm trying to take a similar take to. And as you guys can see, my Neat Braids gel is almost complete. We're getting to the bottom. It's almost like I'm trying to rush to just finish this gel, but it's lasted me so long. It was definitely a great buy to buy it. It was $62, but I'm not gonna lie, it's lasted me a really, really long time. It's not only on my hair that I do it. I definitely do use it for the kids' hair, for any family clients that I have. I've been using this gel now for some time. And it's still, I still got it. I still have some left in it. But yeah, then I started out the front. I'm starting out with some braids at the front. I'm gonna switch up the style just a tad bit to kind of match me, because it's difficult to do the braid going forward, as you can see from the picture that I showed you. It's hard to do that braid going forward. So instead, I'm gonna do some loose braids, which is the style now where you have some hair just kind of left out. That's what I'm gonna do instead, which I think turned out super cute. So I'm just braiding my hair back. I'm not adding in too much hair into it because I don't want it to be super thick. So I'm just jumping right into the braid. I'm not trying to do the most with them. It's just going to be some straight braids. I'm not trying to stitch them, but if some stitches are shown in it, I'll take that. From my last video that I did, you guys see that I was struggling with the stitch braiding. However, you know, because I have my nails on and stuff, it can be a little bit more difficult because they're really long right now. But once I start getting braided, I do tend to kind of like stitches just come, but they're not as pronounced. They're not as neat as if I was doing a client's hair. And like I said, I just added a few strands of the hair that I'm using, some curly hair. I just added a few strands because I didn't want the hair to be too thick. I kind of wanted to look a little bit more natural. You're going to be able to see at the end what I do to it. So that's why I'm not adding too much hair, because I don't want to be too thick. All right, so y'all know my favorite part is just cleaning up the hair and this little sleeking down method that I do. I love doing that. I love how it looks. So I just take the gel and just put it on both sides of the hair and I sleek it down, and then I start to braid. And this style did not take long at all because it was just a simple style. I wasn't adding in much hair to the braids, and the quick weave, like I said, normally goes by pretty fast. So this hair was just a great style to like hurry up and finish. It probably took me maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I'm dropping some leave out hair at the top because I just thought it would be cute to have some hair left out at the front as well. Just two little pieces left out. And I just think that's a nice little flair to this style. Then I just keep braiding. I don't think I'm going to add much hair to this braid at all because it's already thick, because it's at the top of my head. And so, like I said, we don't need much hair added into this style because we're going to be braiding going across, which you guys will see soon. So I ended up doing 10 braids all together, 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. So I ended up doing 10 braids all together at the front. And I'm not going to show too much on this side, but I'm going to show at least the first and last braid on this side. But I just get to it. Then I always place the hair in my mouth. You don't have to place it in your mouth if you don't want to, but if I don't place it in my mouth, it's going to keep slipping out of my braid, or it's gonna just start like moving and doing a bunch of stuff. So me holding it with my lips is just a way to keep it in line and keep it straight. So now I'm on the last braid and I'm just slicking it down, and I've left out another piece on the other side to make it equal. And then I'm just going to go in and braid this last braid, and the style is already coming together. The only thing it needs is my edges slick down. And then I'm going to show you guys before I stick my edges down, I'm going to show you guys what I do. So because my hair is natural, y'all, this pained me so much, but I'm going to have to straighten my hair out at the ends, because if I go in and try to braid it across, it's just going to be bulky. So it did pain me to straighten my ends, especially with braiding hair gel on my hair. I just feel like certain things shouldn't be on your hair when you're putting heat to it. And braiding gel is definitely one of those things that I personally feel shouldn't be on your hair when you're putting heat to it. But I had to straighten it out just because I'm going to be braiding going across like this. And if I didn't, I just feel like it wouldn't have looked right, or I would have had hair that was just too bulky. I'd want it to be a smooth braid across. So I took the first braid from towards my ear, and then I just started plaiting it. And then once I got close to the other braid next to it, I added that into it, and I just kept going and going and going until I got to the other side of my head. And so the placement of the tracks that I did at the back is so important, because that's the braid that I'm doing right now is covering the top track. But if I hadn't placed the tracks how I did, all the other tracks would be showing, right? So because I did that curve at the front and they're pushed forward, that means they're not going to show. So this is just a easy way to do this style, and I'm braiding across. I wanted to bulk it out some and make it like a butterfly braid, but once it got done, I was like, okay, it doesn't need to be any puffier than this. It just kind of looked cute how it was. And so for that end piece right there that I'm about to plait out, I just ended up using like a bobby pin and just tucking it into my tracks. There's other ways that you can tuck it away. You can sew it in there or whatever, but I just kind of used a bobby pin and tucked it. And for the entire duration of me wearing this style, it did not come out. So that piece at the top is definitely covering the track, and for that you can either sew it onto the track so that it doesn't move or do anything. But I didn't. I just kind of left it alone because it was covering it pretty well. The little track at the top that I left, it was covering it. So now I'm going in with the Fenty edge control, y'all. And I didn't show you guys how I use this edge control in my last video when I did the Fenty review, but I'm showing you guys now. And I'm just gonna say it ain't nothing to rush to the store and get. It's not, it didn't make my hair last any longer. As a matter of fact, like right as soon as I put it up, my hair started like moving, and it's not the best edge control gel in the world. I'm just gonna say that. But you know, it's Fenty hair, but yeah, I don't necessarily feel like everybody needs to get this or spend the amount of money that it costs to buy this, because it my hair didn't really last that long in these little slick down that I did. All right, we're coming into the final look, you guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this style. Is this something you would try? And yeah, I'm cutting the hair off because as you can see, the hair is kind of like, you know, thins out at the end. So I feel like cutting it definitely makes it look a lot fuller and nicer. But this is the style. You can see the braid is covering that track. People are not going to be able to see it. You can easily sew it down if you want to, but I'm just not going to deal with that. But this is how it looks. It just looks so whimsical. It looks angelic. I just love how this style looks. It's a little bit different from the picture. However, it looks, it's like a baddie style. It looks even great for vacation if you're going on vacation. It just looks good. I love it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, because I could toot my horn all day, but you know what I mean? Y'all could be at home like, it's basic. I don't really like it. But let me know in the comment honestly what you guys think. And if you've made it this far in a video, if I've taught you anything, drop a comment on what I've taught you. If you've learned anything new, if this video is going to make you hit that subscribe button. If it does, go ahead and do that. But definitely leave a like and leave a comment and let me know what you think. And thank you so much for tuning into me. I'm going to have more videos dropping on basically beginner friendly, how to do it yourself styles, as well as everything else that I have on my channel. You guys look through my playlist. There's a plethora of styles that you can see what I've done and taught over the years. But thank you so much again for watching, for supporting, and for just coming through for your girl, you know. And I'm gonna keep dropping these videos as I please. But see you guys later. Bye.